So in this book here, right, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, we're going through for the next 7 weeks, right? So skill number three, which is, 2 weeks from now, presenting your product or opportunity to your prospects. Week number 4 is going to be following up with your prospects. Week number 5, helping your prospects become customers and distributors, meaning launching them well. It's one thing to sign people up. It's another thing to launch them well with the right system, to set them up for success, to connect them to the trainings, right? This morning, Jessica how many of you guys, by a show of hands or on the chat, got a phone call from Jessica this morning telling you about today's meeting? Okay, guess what? That is a part of the system now. I'm always thinking of things, hey, how can we get more people onto the trainings, right? And you never know which is a training that's going to change your new distributor's trajectory. Helping your prospects. Okay, the next one is helping your new distributor get started. The next one is promoting events, right? So, for example, promoting the events like tonight, 5 o'clock. Who do you know that's interested in building a business? Today at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, there's an opportunity presentation. As a matter of fact, Howard is somebody that I personally introduced to the business. He's a real estate agent, and I invited him to the presentation last Monday. He joined the presentation, saw a video, got on the phone, got his question started. He's now getting started, and guess what? We're going to build a business, help him sell some solar to his customers and get it going, right? So today we're going to talk about finding prospects. So with that being said, let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's go here. Okay, I need to exit this. There you go. And I got my Word document here. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go through a couple of tips to finding prospects, right? The first one is no wonder. We've heard it a million times, and there's a reason why I always start here. There's a reason why this is the consistent one always. Everybody, and I do mean everybody, should be contacting their warm market. You should start with your warm market. Your warm market should be the people that you start contacting. And a couple of things about warm market is this: call everybody that you know and don't prejudge anybody. This is extremely important. Call everybody that you know and do not prejudge anybody. You want to aim for 50 ambassadors your first year. Look, Syed said it right now. Think about this. Syed is on this group. How can I put this? Before I get to Syed, here's how I want to say it. A lot of times people sabotage their success because they don't focus on the fundamentals. It's like you wanted to become a boxer and you don't want to learn the footwork first. You don't want to learn the footwork and the jab first, right? You want to learn, hey, show me or you want to learn martial arts. And you don't want to learn the front kick, but you want to learn the spinning roundhouse kick, the 360 spin kick. That doesn't make sense. You've got to learn the fundamentals. The fundamentals of this business is everybody, not only this business, but any business, everybody that you know should know that you are a solar pro, that you are in the solar business. Syed said, I told him because I did. He went through the certification. He went through the fast start training. We did a game plan interview. Okay. I gave him the 7-minute welcome video. I plugged them into the Telegram group. I plugged them into the trainings, right? He's always on trainings. He went to the Mentor Factory. Guess what? He's going to the convention next week. And he's a mentor in 4 months. Ladies and gentlemen, success leaves clues. I told him in the training to do a 200-person list. Guess what? He made a list of 300 people. And everybody knows 300 people. That doesn't mean that these are 300 people that you talk to or that you're in constant communication with. It just means 300 people that know you or you know them. And you're going to call them. But here's the thing. The reason why most people do not do this first step is because guess what? It takes getting outside of their comfort zone to do this, to make a list of these people that you haven't talked to maybe in 5 years, 10 years. And I'm telling you to make a list and call them and to let them know, say hello, have that awkward conversation, say hello, and let them know you're in the solar industry. It takes getting outside of the comfort zone. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a reason why most people are not happy with their life in different aspects of their life, whether it be with their health or their success or the money in their bank or their weight, their physical well-being. Here's a reason why. Because you're not used to getting outside of your comfort zone. And maybe this is not going to you specifically, but this is going to some people. As a matter of fact, this is going to most people. Most people do not get outside of their comfort zone. So the first place that you need to start is let everybody know. Let your friends, family members, neighbors, colleagues know that you are in the solar industry. Now, you don't have to do it. There's a volunteer army business. You do whatever you want. We are just going to give you here the tips and the advice that we took to win. And when you start to see people that win, you start to realize that they have some things in common. They're actually coachable, and most people are not coachable. So number one is your warm market. You should have a goal to get 50 ambassadors within your first year, and you should be able to, most of you, get those 50 ambassadors from your warm market if you're actually doing the warm market right. If you're actually doing the warm market right. And by the way, for those of you guys local, by the way, I am fully 100% expecting you guys at the sales meeting at 11 a.m. You want to be successful. You want to achieve things that you know that you normally can't achieve. Surround yourself with people that are successful. And I'm in the office every Monday, unless I'm in Hawaii or I got some inconvenience like last week, right? But I'll be at the office, and I'm going to commit to be at the office most days by 9 a.m. I'm going to be here conducting business. I'm going to be running ads and bringing people in here. We're starting a new door knocking team. We are going to blow this thing off the hinges. We're going to blow the doors off the hinges. So a lot of you guys are local. I'm looking at you right now through the chat. You better be on your way to the office. I'm just saying, man. Even you, I got a person here that's in Texas. She was trying to figure out how to get here from Texas. I told her, no, just stay in Texas. You're good. You're good. You got to pass. You're a little too far. Let's go. Next one, social media. We're talking about how to get leads, okay? So social media. For example, how about you send 15 messages to realtors or roofers? I like to send to realtors. 15 messages to roofers on Facebook, on Instagram, and on LinkedIn daily. 15 messages. That's not a lot to do. You could do that while you're in the toilet, some of you, okay? My recommendation is build rapport first, though. Like and comment their stuff. You want to make sure that you're not just spamming them, right? Or if you want to send that first message saying hello, asking how the real estate business is going for them, right? But think about this. Most of the things that I'm going to share with you, I want you to make a note of this. This is very important for you to understand. It is easy to do. However, it is easier not to do. Does that make sense? Sending 15 messages, blocking off the time. Oh, today it's, the new season of whatever show you and your spouse watch. How about this? I cannot watch that new episode with you, baby, until I send these 45 messages. Let's say they take me, because I'm going to copy and paste a lot of those messages, 30 minutes. Great. 30 minutes from now, I'll do it. You know why? Because I've committed to building my business. I've committed to doing the simple little things that seem to make no difference in the act of doing them consistently and persistently over an extended period of time. 15 messages. Now, here's the deal. Don't save it to the last day. Add it to your calendar. From this time to this time, I'm sending those messages on social media. You already have the message written out, right? And you go out there and send them out. So let's go. Let me move you guys out of the way because you guys are blocking the screen. After a while, ask if they're so after you build rapport, after a while, ask if they're currently working with a solar professional. This is kind of like the message that you're sending them, right? So let's say, for example, I'm interacting with Johnny, and Johnny's a realtor, right? And I'm liking his stuff, I'm agreeing with his stuff here and there. So he notices me after a while. When I inbox him, I'm not just some stranger. I am a social media internet friend. To a certain degree. After a while, I want to message them on a personal message or on a comment. And basically, I want to ask them if they're currently working with a solar professional. I'm looking to see if they're open. I'm looking to see if they're receptive. But see, when I'm going through these numbers, I don't care if they're interested now or they're going to be interested. Of course, I do care if they're interested now, but not as much. Why? Because I'm going through sheer numbers. I'm always adding to my list. I'm always adding Facebook friends. I'm joining groups. I'm finding people and messaging people through hashtags. So for example, search hashtags like just sold. Who puts hashtags like just sold? Realtors. Just sold. New homeowner. Do you think a new homeowner might post a hashtag new homeowner standing in front of their house very proud? Of course. Just listed, escrow closed, homeowner, right? New homeowner. I already mentioned that, right? So, for example, Jonathan does a great training on recruiting realtors that I recommend you guys watch. If anybody has that link to that YouTube channel, that YouTube video rather, please post it here. So I'm going through like a 30,000 view of prospecting and finding prospects. I'm giving an example because I'm most of these things here, most of these numbers and bullet points, we could dive in and do a whole training on them alone. But I'm just giving you an idea, right? Social media. Now, a couple tips on social media is this: you want to look like the authority, right? Your profile, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Facebook is your business card. So you got to be talking about business. You got to be talking about your business, talking about your installations, your stories. Yesterday, I shared that, or it was, I think, on Saturday. I closed the deal Saturday. I shared out my story. I got a bunch of loan officers and realtors that like my post. Guess what? Those are pretty darn good prospects for me to follow up with, right? For me to engage in a dialogue with them. And it doesn't have to be your install. You guys realize that. You could take some of our installs. You should all be friends with each other. Ask somebody, hey, Nick, is it okay if I share that picture of that install that you just shared? Would it be okay with you if I share it? Yes. Now, I'm not going to say it's mine. I'm going to say it's my company. Another customer goes solar with our company. Simple. Am I lying? Am I being deceiving? No. I'm saying the truth. This customer went solar with our company. You know what I mean? When I started, I'll tell you something that I don't necessarily recommend, but when I started with Powur, I didn't have a lot of Powur friends, right? I didn't know much of the Powur community. Now I've got a ton. Thankfully, I think we've got one of the best communities anywhere. But check this out. I would go and Google solar installations, but it wasn't mine or it wasn't the company's, but I wouldn't put that was my customer. I would put something like, what a beautiful solar installation job done here. Something along those lines. But my point is that I'm putting it out there. My warm market is watching that I'm in the solar industry. I am making myself, building my profile to look like I'm the authority because I know that my online profile is my business card. Facebook groups or community groups, share value in these groups. So maybe homeowner groups, maybe realtor groups, right? Join as many of these community groups. Sometimes it's your local city, right? Here's what I would do. I would join these real estate groups. I would join these community groups. And when I would see people post on those, I would get people that are friends of mine that were already in those groups, or if they were not in those groups, I'd ask them to join those groups and I'd ask them to go in there and tag me. Hey, who do you guys know that's a good solar professional? And I will see, oh, so-and-so. A lot of times it was like a friend of mine that posted something, or maybe a friend of mine tagged me on somebody's post. And I say, okay, I got a tag, but these other solar pros got 2, 3, 4 tags. Then I would say, hey, Jessica, hey, Lewis, hey, Ramsey, can you go on here and tag me, bro? And they'd go in there and tag me. Oh, JC Rangel is the guy to go to. Boom. Now I got 7 people that tagged me that I'm the solar guy that they should go to. Does that make sense? I guess the point that I'm making with that one also is this. How big is your hustle? You should write that down. How big is my hustle? That's a serious question. Most people's hustle isn't very big. Most people's grit isn't very big. Most people are not willing to go that extra mile. Like, think about it. You hear me say this all the time, and I learned this from Tony Robbins. Your biggest resource is your resourcefulness. Your biggest resource, your resourcefulness. Most people, let's say they get tagged on a post. I'm looking for solar. Who do you guys recommend? Somebody tags you. Great. Let me message them. Okay, good. Some people won't even do that. But I would say most would. Here's what the elite do. How can I bring more? How can I increase my chances of earning this person's business? Well, what if I've got more people that tag me on this particular post? So now I get my buddy Fausto, who's a mortgage broker. I remember because I asked him. I will get my buddy Jose, who's a real estate broker. I would get other random friends, say, hey, I would send them the post. Hey, bro, could you tag me on this post? Do me a favor, tag me on this post. Then I would get 5, 6 people to go to. I'd message 15, 20 of them. I don't care. I am building my business. I am being resourceful. How big is your hustle? How big is your resourcefulness? How resourceful are you, right? So let's get it going. Obviously, now notice this. Notice that the first one, warm market, it's bold. You see that? The letters are bold. Social media is not bold. But then door knocking and new homeowner list is bold. Why do I make those bold? Because the bold ones represent the faster leads. You want to generate leads faster. I'm telling you which ones are the slower build and which ones are the faster build. Some are slower build, some are faster build. I'm telling you which ones are the slower build and the faster build. I think you should do a combination of it all. For example, social media. When you're sending these messages to realtors, these messages serve two purposes: to get ambassadors or consultants and to get customers. I like to do it all. I like to sell, I like to attract customers, but more than anything, I like to attract business builders, because business builders lead to a lot more leads. They lead to a lot more referrals. They lead to a lot more overrides, right? Now, the door knocking, the new homeowner list, it's faster way to get leads, but it's more out of the comfort zone. I did new homeowner lists and door knocking when I was new. 11 weeks it took me to become a mentor, working with my war market and calling new homeowners and going door knocking. But the thing is that I went nonstop. I went 5-6 days per week, every single week. That's what I did. After 11 weeks, I never had to go door knock. For those of you guys, do me a favor, Jessica, please find the training on the new homeowner list training by JC Rangel on YouTube and share it on the chat here. There's a training on how I got to mentor in 11 weeks. It was with the new homeowner list. I'm going to share it on the chat here. Anyways, these are other ways to do it. Do you have to go door knocking? No. Do you have to go visit new homeowners? No. However, it's not for everybody. Anthony Bonilla is one of the top mentors in the whole company. He closed about 50 deals last year, personally, not including what his team did. Absolute stud, and one of the nicest people that you have ever met in your life. I honestly don't think that there's a person that does not like Anthony Bonilla. I don't think so. I think that's impossible. Unlike me, there's a lot of people that don't like me, and part of that is by design. I don't want everybody to like me because I'm very opinionated and I've got my strong opinions, and that's okay. I can live with it, right? But my point is, he never went door knocking, and he's very successful. So do you have to do it? No, you don't have to do it. I will say this, though, one of the fast ways to get business. The next one, setting up a booth at a gym, at a parade, at a mall, or at a swap meet. For example, there's companies that I know, local companies, part of their business is setting people up with a booth at a swap meet, like on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They pay like $50 a day. I'll give you another tip. That's a very good tip, and my brother Lewis can attest to this. Setting up at a gym. And in our experience, the gyms don't even charge you. Very often, here's what happens. Gyms have days where they have like vendor days, and they don't even charge the vendors. My brother one time went and set up at a gym. He was there all day, set up at the gym. However, all day set up at the gym, he got 8 leads and closed 1 or 2 deals from those 8 leads. Didn't cost him a dime. How many hours would he have to be out on the doors prospecting to get 8 leads? To be honest with you, I mean, probably more than 8 hours, right? But posting up at the booth, not in the sun, inside the gym. How many have the grit, the resourcefulness to sit down? And here's the thing, nowadays, it's so easy. You can find the numbers of 1 million gyms sitting down in your living room and calling one by one and asking if they would be open to you setting up a booth. Can I speak to the manager? I've never done this before. I'm just giving you off the top of my head what I would do right now. Can I speak? Hi, my name is JC Rangel. Is the manager or the person in charge available by any chance? Yeah. So when I talk to him, what I would say is this: hey, listen, Johnny, the reason I'm calling you is because I actually have a solar business in the city. And I was wondering, do you guys ever have any opportunities for some of us to set up as a set up a booth there and give some free information to, you know, some of your customers, and we'd be happy to offer them some free waters and stuff like that. And in addition to that, there's also a financial opportunity where you could earn $1,000 for anybody who decides to go solar with us. You guys ever open to something like that? I mean, this is literally off the top of my head, what I'm telling you right now. But like, most people are not willing to do that. I guarantee you, if you call 100 of these gyms, I would be surprised if you don't get at least 5 to 10 that say, sure, come on in. That's 5 to 10%. And you build rapport with them. Some of them are going to tell you, not at the moment, we'll let you know, call back in a month or two. You make a note, you're organized because you're a professional. How many of you guys think of yourself as a professional? Let's be honest. I want you to put in the chat, number one, if yes, indeed, you consider yourself a professional. I want everybody to participate. If you don't participate, it goes to show you're not a professional. Okay? Number one, you're a professional. Number two, you could work on it. You're not a professional yet. But number one means that you are indeed a professional. Number two means you need work. How many of you guys want to put that? Okay, great. A lot of ones. I love it. Solar Pro. I love it. Okay. Anthony says number two. Fair enough. It's good for us to know where we really are, right? Okay, so check this out. If you start to identify as a professional, like I am a professional, something happens in your subconscious mind that you start telling yourself and you start to act different. You will show up the way that you see yourself. You will show up the way you see yourself. If you see yourself as, I'm a confident, upbeat winner, when you show up to an event, when you show up to a room, people treat you different. I remember many years ago, there was people that I looked up to, and I would go to events. I would go to networking events, and I would see those people, and I would notice people treat that person different. They walk different. They dress different. They carry themselves different. They shake hands different. They walk faster. I said, I'm going to be like that. And I started identifying, that's the guy I am. 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 Then I started to perform. I started to show up the way that I saw myself. With your business on a daily basis, the way you see yourself is going to determine how you show up and how you perform. So when I'm talking about blocking out the time, I'm giving you guys ideas. Some of you guys are going to look. I literally, my brother just did one of these like 2 weeks ago. He set up at a gym, right? He set up at the gym. And he went out there, he got a couple of leads, his buddy David Rendon, who's on here as well, buddy of mine as well. They both got a couple of leads at the gym. Didn't cost him a dime. I don't think these cheapskates even gave him any free water. I know they're laughing right now as I say that. And they know that I'm joking. But my point is, come on, man. You could buy 20 bottles of water for $20. Give them out for free. There's a way to get them in there. What if you put like a little raffle thing? You know those little spinning raffle things? And you offer the free trip to Vegas while you're there. Hey, come on and spin the wheel for a free water or a free, $5 gift card, or maybe even a free trip to Vegas. When they come over, you're engaging them. The free trip to Vegas doesn't cost you anything. The water costs you $1. The $5 gift card, chances are they're not going to win it. But now you are a professional. You are resourceful. That like if somebody gave me a challenge, JC, you got to close 5 deals inside a month and you can't close any mentor deals, you got to generate new business. I guarantee you I would generate 5 deals from nothing. Going to the gym and going door knocking. What I would do is I'd go to the gym, post up, you know what I mean? And I'd go door knocking and visit new homeowners. I guarantee I would generate 5 new sales in September. 100%. But see, the difference is, as I'm mentioning, the identity. Your identity has to shift. How many people here want to make multiple 6 figures, 200,000 above? I want you to put number one. I want you to put 200K or whatever the number is above 200K in the chat if that's what you want to do. I'm going to do a little test with you. Notice I'm not even talking about 6 figures. Not talking about 100,000, 300 grand, 500 grand. Okay, 250. I love it. I love it. So check this out. 300 grand, 500 grand, 200 grand, 250. You have to put a real 8 hours of solid, SOLID, solid work throughout the day. You've got to put a solid minimum 8 hours. That doesn't mean that you go to work for 8 hours, but you're lollygagging for 5 of those hours on social media. Every hour you spend on social media doesn't count unless you're replying to prospects, unless you're posting content. And don't get caught in the trap of, oh, I'm posting content for 2 hours. No, don't take that long to post content, man. People get, it's a double-edged sword, social media is, right? You certainly can't be chilling, taking a 1 hour lunch break. You want to make multiple 6 figures? There ain't no 1 hour lunch break, bro. You guys understand what I'm saying? Stop taking some freaking 1 hour lunch break. Stop going to the pool. Stop running errands when you're supposed to be conducting business. That's bullshit. You're never going to make a multiple six-figure income if you do that kind of BS. It's not going to happen. I'm just telling you. This is why some people don't like me, and I love it. I don't want the snowflakes to like me. If the snowflakes are talking bad about me and criticizing me, I am doing my job. Does that make sense? Because I'm not here to sugarcoat things and tell you stuff that's going to tickle your ear. So let's keep it going. Number 5, get realtors or roofing professionals, okay, to become your ambassador. Sorry, I wrote this out this morning real fast. To become your ambassadors and offer them to call their leads for them. Key, do not wait for them to send you the business. You call the leads on their behalf. So, for example, let's say you meet some realtors or you know some realtors. Ask the realtors to meet up for coffee and or lunch. If you're on a budget, offer them coffee in the morning. If you could afford it, offer them lunch. Hey, John, listen. Let me know when you have time for us to have a cup of coffee together, bro. On me, I want to see how you and I could refer each other some business. I want to see how we could help each other make more money. You open to that? How many of you guys could do that? See, what if you made a commitment? Monday through Friday, I'm going to have coffee and or lunch with a realtor. And my goal, and if they know that you're a solar pro and they accept to have a coffee with you or lunch with you, guess what? They know that you're going to talk about, and you mentioned to them, I want to see how you and I could refer each other business and help each other make more money. You open to that coffee on me. What's the worst they're going to tell you? Not interested, bro. I'm too busy or I'm not interested. Big deal. Big freaking deal. But what if you actually go out there? One of the things that for me that helped me in recruiting is I would do this a little bit different. I would reach out to people, and here's what I would do. They would say, send me some information. I say, John, let's do this. Instead of me sending you some information, let's meet up for coffee on me, bro. Then when I started making more money, I would say, tell you what, John, look, you got to eat, right? I got to eat. You got to eat. I know that you're busy, but during the time that you eat, you got to eat. Eat with me, bro. I just need 15 minutes of your time. When can we meet? I was relentless about meeting with them because I knew if I met with them, the likelihood of me signing them up and recruiting them went up significantly versus just sending them information. And I just knew if I meet with more people, if I shake more hands, and if I show the plan more often, I'm going to get more people to join me. It's bottom line. How many of you guys can agree that if you meet with people, it's going to be more effective? Yes. But here's the thing, though. Most people, though, are too comfortable because Zoom has made things so comfortable. Yes, worst case scenario, meet with them via Zoom. That's still good. I'm just telling you what I would do. I'm just telling you what I would do. And nowadays, it's easier to become successful because a lot of those means that absolutely can happen. Something I would drive an hour and a half to meet somebody just to not recruit them. It is what it is. I didn't feel bad about it. I feel like I wasted time. I said, this is a part of what I've got to do to be successful. It is what it is. The next one, networking events. Sponsor. Oh, by the way, before I get to the next one, this one here, very important. If you've got realtor friends, make them an ambassador. When they're your realtor friends, roofing friends, whatever, right? CPAs, tax people, whatever. Instead of just waiting for them to send you business, how about you be proactive and say, I'll tell you what, this is a true story. You guys have probably heard me say this once or twice. I got a friend of mine, Jose, who's a real estate broker. He says, yeah, send you business. I'll send you business. A couple months go by, sends me no business. I message him on a Monday morning. Hey, bro, you available this morning? He says, not this morning. I got my sales meeting Monday mornings. This is before I have my sales meeting Monday mornings. He says, how's tomorrow? I said, I'll stop by tomorrow. I go by the next day. I just show up to his office. And I say, hey, let me get 5 minutes of your time. We go into his office. We sit down. I say, look, I know you're super busy, bro. Why don't we do this? Why don't you give me a couple of deals that you just closed? You or your office just closed. I will call them with your permission saying that I am your solar division. And if they get started, you could either make $1,000 or you can make half the commission. He says, what does it take to make half the commission? I said, become an ambassador. Long story short, I mean, a consultant. I make him a consultant. By this time, I'm already a mentor, a new mentor. I make him a consultant. I go out there and I close a deal. Now, check this out. Even if I wasn't an ambassador, even if I wasn't a mentor, I could have still done this. If I was a tier 2, I'll pay you half the commission, right? How? I just don't tag a mentor. I put it under myself and I pay him the other half of the commission. I happen to be a mentor, so I made him a consultant, right? He gave me 5 leads. I call all 5. I say, hey, my name is JC, John. I'm calling on behalf of Jose Perez. He's your realtor. Immediately, their guard drops. I say, reason why I'm calling is because I'm actually running his solar division. And he told me to give you guys a call because we have a promotion for his customers. They get a free trip to Vegas if they simply allow us to show them a free solar savings report. Would you be open to something like that? You get a free trip to Vegas, whether you go solar or not. This is only because you're Jose's customer. 2 of the 5 already had solar, so it was no-go. But I asked them for ambassadors and referrals. 1 was not interested. 2 of them I closed. That's 40%. Do you think that would have happened if I waited for Jose to send me the business? No. Jose's not invested in my business the way that I'm invested in my business. I went out there and I sat down with him, sat him down, have him write down on a piece of paper 5 names and numbers of customers of his. I had him agree to have me call on his behalf that I am his solar division. We each made about $6,000-7,000 on those deals. The one of the 2 deals that I closed led me to 5 additional sales. I made her an ambassador. She literally referred me 5 customers. That act made me 7 deals. Now, 2 were split. Let's call them 3 grand each. Let's just say 6,000 to 2. The other ones were about 7, 35,000 plus another 6. That act made me $41,000. Being relentless. How big is your hustle is my question. How big is your hustle? I'm telling you, man. There's an interview that I shared with Dana White, the president of the UFC. He says, if you are remotely a savage, you will run everybody over in this world today because we don't have enough savages. Most people are not savages. Most people are waiting for success to come, for deals to come. Most people are not willing to do what it takes. But if you are remotely a savage, you'll run everybody over. And I believe that wholeheartedly. You really don't have a lot of competition. Some of you guys think, oh, there's a lot of competition in solar. No, if you think there's a lot of competition in solar, you're soft. I don't know how to say it nicely. You're soft. There's not a lot of competition in solar. There's 40 realtors to 1 solar pro. Maybe now it's 20 realtors to 1 solar pro. How do you figure there's a lot of solar pros? There's more people that qualify for what we offer. So think about it. We're looking for homeowners that have a bill. Realtors are looking for people that want to buy or sell. All homeowners have a bill. Not all homeowners want to buy or sell. Is this making sense to you guys? Then realtors have 20 times more competition than we do. So we have 20 times less competition and way more people to sell to. We are in the solar boom. And I think a lot of people don't realize that yet. And just like in 2008, 2007, 2008, people that were in that industry in real estate, like me, we realized till after the opportunity was gone. Man, we let the real estate boom pass us by. We could have worked harder, made more money, saved more money, make better investments. We thought we didn't realize how good we had it. That is literally where we are today. I would encourage you to take your business seriously and ask yourself, how big is my hustle? How big is my hustle? Who's Mikey J? Okay, let's keep it going. The last 2, networking events, sponsoring events like for realtors, for other organizations. This obviously costs money, but there's a lot of real estate agents that they throw these events. 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, 300 people. You can sponsor these events for like $500, $1,000. Now you're there networking. Think about this. One of the last ones that we sponsored was $1,000. There was 200 realtors there, but there was like 300 total people there. If you sponsor the event and you talk in it for $1,000 and you talk in front of all of these people, then you get to mingle in the party and go meet all of these people. And you already got credibility because you talk to all of these people. Most people are not willing to get outside of the comfort zone because guess what? Paying money is outside of the comfort zone. Naturally, I understand. Paying money is getting outside of comfort zone. I'm not saying you got to do this right away. But what if you do some of these other things and you make some money, then you use some of that money to reinvest back into your business. Now you start to become an authority. You start to add people on Instagram. They add you on Instagram. People start to get to know you. You shook their hands. Maybe they're not going to give you business right now, but they might give you business a month from now or 6 months from now. But you got the long game. This is the long game business. I get referrals. While I was in Hawaii, I got like 2 referrals from realtors. I got tagged on like 10 leads because of my team. Soon as I came back, boom, I didn't close the deal while I was in Hawaii. I was having too good of a time. We were swimming with dolphins. We were on the beach. We were having good dinners. We were having a good time, right? Soon as I get back, the day afterwards, 30-minute meeting, because the mayor of the city, the mayor of Adelanto, puts me on the phone with a homeowner from Adelanto. I mean, that's pretty damn good, right? The mayor is saying you should go with this guy to go solar. So we close a 12.12 kilowatt system with 2 13 kW batteries. Not too shabby, right? $10,000 commission. The next one, networking groups. BNI, Chamber of Commerce. This is slow. Notice how these are slanted. These are slow building things, but they work. It all works. When you join a BNI group or a Chamber of Commerce or a team, right, there's different names. There's different organizations. Those are, you build slowly. Slowly but surely you build it, but you got to be consistent. You got to give it no less. You got to give it no less than a year. Okay, no less than 1 year. You got to give it to be in these organizations. That's why I recommend, if you're going to be, I was talking to a teammate the other day. She's in one of these groups. She's a stay-at-home mom, right? Takes care of her family or her house and her husband, and she, her duties, kind of like my wife, right? She takes care of the home at home. So she says, I don't need to work, but I want to work to make some extra money and to build a little side career. This makes me happy, and I'm not in a hurry to make the money to pay bills because the bills are taken care of. I said, to you, it makes total sense. You're in this networking group and you're building. You're starting to get some leads. You're starting to get some traction. It's a slow build, but for those people that say, hey, man, the bills are upon me. I got bills to pay. I got to make money now. I would suggest don't do the slow-moving activities. You got to do the slow-moving activities in addition to the bold ones, which are the fast-moving activities. How many of you guys know realtors and loan officers and roofers and CPAs? Have you called them, offered them to go to coffee, have a coffee with you, offered for them to become ambassadors, and even on top of that, go the extra mile? Let me give you a tip that Tony Robbins gave me. Here's a tip. There's never any traffic on the extra mile. You guys like that? There's never any traffic on the extra mile. So it's one thing to call these people. Call them. Become your ambassadors. I take it the extra mile. When can we meet? Let me buy you coffee. Let's have lunch. See, if they have lunch with you, psychologically, they feel like they owe you something. They have coffee with you. Psychologically, they feel like they owe you something. You know what I mean? But you got to have posture. Practice these phone calls. It's going the extra mile. Practice these phone calls on the phone. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Hope all is well. Small talk, blah, blah, blah. Get that out the way. Hey, Michael, listen, I was wondering, I'm working with a lot of real estate professionals, and I was wondering, when do you have time so we can have a coffee together? I want to see of sharing with you some strategies so we can make each other more money and send each other some referrals. You open to that? Coffee on me? Boom. What if it takes me 5 conversations, 10 conversations to get one guy to say yes? Great, got one. Let's meet. Oh, I'm old-fashioned. See, Michael's an old-fashioned type of guy. I know him. So, see, this is where you start to learn. So when I say things like, look, I'm an old-fashioned kind of person, Michael. How about we meet in person, have a dialogue and have some coffee? That's not fair enough. If he's an old-fashioned kind of person, he's going to appreciate me saying that I'm an old-fashioned kind of person. You guys follow what I'm saying? You want to be a chameleon. Worst case scenario, fine. Let's have a coffee via Zoom. I can't buy you a coffee via Zoom because it's in your house and my house, but I'll drink a coffee while you drink a coffee and we talk like this. That's the worst case scenario. But now we meet up and I make them an ambassador. I take it a step further. Here's what I do for some of my realtors. Instead of you having to call, this is up to you, Michael. Instead of you having to call these customers, Michael, what I could do is I could call on your behalf. And here's what I offer them: the free Vegas trip. Remember, it's not only Vegas, it's Cancun, it's Orlando, it's a bunch of different places, right? So when you do something like that, now you get them committed to that. right? Now you get them committed to that. And guess what? It is a lot easier for them to go out there and want to send you some business, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop this and we're going to go ahead and open up to any questions because I've got 2 more minutes before my sales meeting starts here in the office.
Hey, Jesse, this is Sayed.
What's up, brother? Talk to me.
So I have a question. When you said you visited a new owners, I have watched your video. But when you visit new homeowners, are you talking about new homes or just new anybody who buy the house?
Anybody who just bought their house.
Okay, so it's not about the new house, but it's new homeowners. Okay, got it.
Correct. New homeowners. The house could be 100 years old, but they just bought that house. That's a new homeowner. That house needs to them. Yes.
And you felt they're more open?
Yes, I find that the new homeowner list is more receptive to talking to people because they got the cable guy showing up, right? The internet guy knocking on their door. They know that they're going to get solicited and they're more open. They're in their house. Not only that, a great icebreaker is saying, by the way, congratulations on your new house. It's beautiful. Does that make sense? The video on the new homeowner list is right here in the chat, by the way. That is how I became a mentor. Most of my deals came from the new homeowner list, but some came from warm market. So a combination of new homeowner list and warm market is what got me to mentor in 11 weeks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.